Hi lovers, hi. How are you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ilma Daniel, and yeah, welcome to my channel, guys. Yeah, now I want us to discuss something that I feel like most people are not really talking about, and it's very crucial and very sensitive, and it's a topic that we should be having as parents, and I feel like most of us are not really discussing this. Sorry. It's nannies. It's nannies, the people that we live with our children's behind. And this is very topic is very inspired by the post that I came across yesterday of a nanny that was staying with the baby, and the neighbors hears the child or the baby screaming. The baby is a 1-year-old baby, and they hear the baby screaming like in a way scared of something. Not like the baby's being beaten. It's like the baby's crying, shouting, like the baby's scared of something during the day. And only for that the neighbors not to tell the woman, the mother of the child, that every time you go to work, your baby keeps crying in a way, but it's in a weird way. So the baby got sick, according to this story, and the baby went to the hospital. The doctor did an x-ray, and only for them to find out that something feeds on the baby's breasts. And when the mother asked the lady that stays with the child that what do you feed on my baby's breast, so the nanny started acting weird, and the nanny left. And it's in our country. I'm saying it's in our country. And these things happens, and I picked up that most of us, we are not really discussing the issue of nannies, and what really happens with nannies, because we don't really give our what we've experienced with nannies. And I'm going to give my experience and come up with my advice. If I have to advise a new mom, what have I experienced with nannies, and what would I advise the next person on this topic? So I would really start here to say I've changed nannies, and what I would advise the next person is that before I go to the advice, what I would tell the next person is that nannies comes in different packages. Different people treats children differently. Different people have different behaviors. They have different ways of doing things. They have different ways of treating children. And one thing that I would tell the parent is that you need to pay attention. My first nanny was a lady that I was pregnant. I was 3 or 4 months pregnant, and I said to myself, no, I cannot afford to have myself doing the house chores, where I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm washing clothes, I'm preparing food for work for me and my husband. So I was like, no, let me get someone to do the house activities while I focus on myself. Prepare for me everything that I need, and the food and everything, while I focus on myself, whereby I get enough time to sleep, and I get enough time to exercise, and I just get enough time to relax myself. So I focused more on relaxing, because the pregnancy just told me that you need to exercise and you need to relax. I slept, exercised. So the first lady that came to my house, what happens is that this lady, let me just tell you what happened. I'll give you a story in short. This lady, she's lazy. She cleans a little bit, she go rest. If I ask her do whatever, she will do a little bit halfway, then she go rest. Another thing that I picked up is that she now tells me that I'm not eating that. Like if I say today, because what I do is that what you're cooking for lunch is not what you're cooking for dinner, it's not what you're cooking for the next day. We cook like that because when you're pregnant, you cannot really rely on food for lunch so that you go eat in the evening. You want food that is fresh in a way. So what I tell her is that during the day, cook this. In the evening, cook this. And I was in control because I'm pregnant at the moment. At least I needed to tell her, please cook this. And I would tell if it's rice today, in the evening, macaroni. The next day, we are cooking pap. The next day, if you cook meat today and veggies, what we do is that we use cook veggies, rice, meat. Veggies, rice, macaroni, meat. Or pap meat, or pap shingali, pap kaka spinach. Now what I picked up is that if I say cook oshigari or in pap, you would see her saying, I'm not eating pap and oshigari. But if I say cook macaroni and rice and vegetables, she's cooking. But if I say make ontaku, she'll be like, I'm not drinking. But I'm not even saying make it for yourself. Make it me, I want to drink. Cook the food as we want to eat. Me, I'm not eating. So I was like, I noticed this for a very long time. And she came coughing, and this cough is not going away. And she in a way just started annoying me because she would then go to the toilet and she's like and then it's just, and I'm pregnant and she's coming to prepare the food, so I'm just now observing her, and at the same time she's starting to annoy me because I'm pregnant. So one time I spoke to her and I was like, you have been having this flu for a very long time now and it's not going away. And it was COVID time still. And this flu that you are having, can you please go to the hospital? Because I tried to give her the house remedies that I had and it looks like it's not going away. I gave her to steam herself, the eucalyptus and Vicks. Looks like it didn't help. So I told this lady, because now what she does is that every time she needs credit, she says, can you please give me $5 airtime? Can you please give me $2 airtime from my own phone? I have to transfer. Okay, because now I picked up that this lady, it looks like she's struggling and it's a first space, so let me help her out. I decided, let me give you $300. In that $300, you take money to go to the hospital, to the public hospital, and to the public clinic, just the normal clinic. So you get a cab, you go to the clinic, and then because I remember I was working from home, I couldn't drive her there because I am working. So just get a cab, the taxi will take you to the clinic, you get help, you come back home, and the rest of the money, keep it in your pocket in case you need things like airtime or whatever you need. You don't then ask me, you just take from there. This amount of money, I'm going to deduct it from your salary at the end of the day. Okay. This lady started arguing with me that when you are deducting money from my salary, what will I be left with? Now I am like thinking, is it my responsibility to pay your hospital bills? My responsibility is to pay you. And if you need to go to the hospital or you are not feeling well or you need to buy airtime, that is your own responsibility to make sure that you buy airtime for your phone. So we ended up having a back and forth. And so when she answered me like that, I called her mother because I had her mother's number, and I called the mother and I asked, I just wanted to find out, the lady that is here, doesn't she eat pap? No, she does. Doesn't she drink oshikundo? No, she does. At home, doesn't she eat this? No, she does. Okay, well, I have a problem because every time I say let us cook specific food, she tells me straight I am not eating that. And also now she's not feeling well. I am trying to give her money to go to the hospital, but it looks like in a way, yeah. So story short, to cut the story short, I told her to go home. I cannot handle her attitude because I do not want my children one day to be in the house like my baby now. I give my baby on taco every day. My baby drinks on taco every day. I am raising my children to drink and eat what is available. And I do not want, here I am telling the children eat, and the nanny have an attitude of saying, I'm not eating that. I'm like you are in a hotel. It does not make sense. So I let her go. I told her, no, you are going to be a problem in the future, please. We cannot continue. Let's end here. Okay. I looked for another lady. She was very good. I stayed with her for a very long time. We were very good with one another, and I do not want to talk about her in a way because she really stayed with me and she was a good person. Okay, so I do not want to talk about this one. I will let her pass. She ended up getting a job and then she left, according to what she told me. Apart from that, I'm not really discussing her story. She can pass. We stayed with her for a very long time, almost a year. If it's not almost a year, because she found me pregnant, and then until I gave birth to the baby, and she left when the baby was like four months. Yeah, so I'm not discussing that one. When that one left, I got an elderly person because I was like, let me get somebody who is older. Maybe then they know how to take care of the children better. That one I didn't stay with. The first one I didn't stay with for 2 weeks. Within a week, I told her, let her go home. I can't stand her. I gave her transport. Then she went home. I paid her for the days for the days that she has been with me, and then she went home. I got now this one. This is now my third nanny. Okay, my third nanny is an elderly lady. So now this is what I observed. What I observed is that when the baby is smiling, the baby was 5 months around about there. 5 months, I want to believe. When the baby is smiling and you know the baby's like and then she's standing there, like in my language, if I have to ask in my language, I'm like, Otoroshkan, like, what are you laughing? What are you laughing about? In a way, you are waking up and the child is with me in the room and the child is seeing you and it's like, and my child have been such a happy baby, you know, from then he does not cry. He's just bubbly like that. He just became a little bit moody or having a thing of not wanting to go to people when he was like, how many months? 9 or not or 10. He started crying when you take him. But apart from that, when you was a baby, you just take and go. You haven't been a person that cries or something. So now the baby is that small. If I give her the baby, she's making the child sit, and you know the child can't sit because the spine is not strong. You could see how the boy is struggling, and I'm like, please don't make the baby sit. I was exclusively breastfeeding my baby for 6 months without giving the baby food. In a way, she wants to give my baby food, but I'm telling her, it's my choice. Don't give my baby food. But she's like, no, this baby is big, he can eat. Like when you're eating pap, then you just give him like, no, when you're not just starting to give my baby pap with spice and you are not doing that, you know. So I observed her and I observed the way she smiles with the baby, the way she is with the baby, and I picked up one thing that looking at her, she would abuse my baby if I leave them behind alone. So first we made a thing. We discussed, no, we are unable to pay you, please, we'll ask the husbands, one of the family members, to come and stay with us. Please, you can just go home, and we are sorry for that, and we paid her. She went home. That one stayed for like a month, but I've been very observing, and I don't like the way she is with the baby. I could really tell my child will be abused at home while I am at work. So I was like, no, you have to go. I got another one. This one is just into her hair. She's just doing her hair. She's just cooking and eating. She does not care with the child. And, you know, sometimes I take the child to her and go out of the room, and then I come back in the room. I'll find her doing her hair. She plaits her own hair. I'll find her doing her hair while the child is put on the other side of the bed. She's just doing her hair. That time the baby was like 5 to 6 months. Yeah, 5 months going to 6 months, but the baby's not 6 months yet, because I remember I stayed with her for like 2 months or so, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. Yes. So I observed, and I really liked her from the very beginning. And I observed she's into her hair, and then she does not really treat the baby bad, but I can tell she's not really treating the baby as good as I want the baby to be treated. However, this is what I picked up that is weird about this lady. This lady started answering me. You know, this one is older than me with a year. The other one was 40 something years old, so she was very older than me. So I started testing the thing of elderly lady, which I picked up was a mistake. So she started answering me. If I tell her do this, she does not want to do it. She's answering me. If I'm telling her do this, she does not want to do it that way. She's doing it this way. Now we are discussing how she should start cooking the baby pap, and she's telling me she wants to do it a different way. It's like when I'm saying dhindo katete kokana uganjo utereke kadhindo yotati kuchanga yandi dhindo katete kokana tereka akiri ngashikeri no nima no nyangu mushembo karamo musira mbuya hauzi monge wadhindi oshotetele katete kokana kwa hara tatura mwini maike tatereke. So I'm like, I ended up cooking my own soft pap, and I just tell her, please give the child. And this is what I picked up that broke my heart. My baby have been drinking breast milk. So what I do is that I express my milk at work, and I give I put in the fridge. So her job is only to give the baby milk. So there was milk in the fridge, and I could tell because by then my baby is like six months going to 7 months, and he started eating. What I told her is that please just give my baby, start with 2 spoons during the morning, 2 spoons in the afternoon, 2 spoons in the evening. The next day, and give a lot of milk, and try to give water also, so that he starts drinking water. And then you as days goes, we start increasing, just so that the child is not constipated. We cannot just start, the child is eating today for the first time and you are giving a lot of food already. The baby will be constipated because the system is not used to food, it's only used to milk. One day I came from work and the child has eaten already 3 times before I arrive at 4:30, and the child did not drink water, and the child have only drank 20 milliliter of milk. So I went in the fridge and I'm like, you have a lot of milk in here. What did the baby drink? Because the only thing that is taken from here is the 20 milliliter. She's like, yeah, no, I've given the baby milk. And every time I come in the house, the baby is crying for the breast, and the baby drinks milk like nothing. So luckily, my baby sleeps with me during the evening, and he drinks a lot of milk in the evening. But during the day, the baby is thirsty. That really made me angry. And I told her, stop, you need to give the child milk. 20 milliliter is not milk. Now the child is constipated. I have to go buy pills for constipation to insert. And the first time I inserted that pill in the butt of my baby, you could tell the baby was crying. The way the baby is pooping, because he's not used to those hard things. He's only used to drinking milk and pooping nicely. The baby is crying. The baby is crying. It was a very sensitive situation. So now it became a thing whereby my baby go for 4 days without pooping, for how many days without pooping, and when the baby is going to poop after those 4 days or so, you just hear the baby crying in the stomach. It's not fine. The baby is not drinking milk. The baby is not drinking water. She does not give the baby water. She tells me the baby does not want water, but you just find a way, you force. The baby does not drink enough milk. No, that became a problem. Another thing that I picked up with this lady is that now the story from the beginning, that one of the babies is making the child sucking things on the breast. this is what made me discuss this video. So this lady, there was a day that I had a dream about her, me and her arguing, and me chasing her to go home. So the next day I woke up and I'm greeting her and she's not responding. And there are moments where I wake up and I'm greeting her and she's not responding. She just have, I don't know whether it's mood swings or what. You're like talking to her, oh, how are you today? The person is not responding. The person is giving you the attitude. So this specific day, I had a dream. I woke up, I'm greeting her. She's not responding. So I'm like, oh, okay, weird. One day, I am sleeping and then I wake up. And then I'm seeing a person standing, like I'm sleeping on the bed. And then I wake up and then I'm seeing a person standing. There was a mirror on a shoe, a thing in the corner of the bed, closer to the wall. And I'm seeing a person standing there wearing something white. And the face, in a way, I'm seeing this lady in a way. So now I wake up the next day, I didn't say, I just woke up, I'm greeting this lady, she's not talking to me. So it became weird. From that day, I started seeing a lady that keeps appearing in my bed. So I tell my partner, I'm seeing a person. But I started praying and praying and praying and praying and praying. In the middle of me seeing that person, somebody, but let me not talk about this one for the meantime, because I kept seeing that person, and then I, in a way, told her to go. One day we argued about something. Even if you tell her, please give the child water, the person is not giving the child water. Give the child enough milk. The person is, in a way, please stop giving the child 4 times a day. You give the child food only 3 times a day. The child is being given soft pap too much without water, the child is constipated. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna let my child suffer because of you. You are going home. So I had to send her to go home. So I got somebody to come, but by then she in a way wanted to still be here until I pay her. So I was like, it's not a problem, you can be here while someone comes. Now this is what I do not understand. When someone came, when she left, now this somebody's telling me that no, there was a day that I was just on my phone and I saw something like dark, like in my face, and then I screamed. And then she started laughing, now the same lady that I'm talking about. And then she asked, what is that? And then she's like, no, why are you screaming? And this one's like, no, I saw something. And then this one just started laughing. So I started putting one and one together, and I'm like, something's not right about this person. So I let her go. She went home. I continued seeing that person for like days. And I just kept praying. Every time I go to bed, I pray. Sometimes that person appears. I pray. Like when I want to wake up to go pick the thing, I'm not waking up. It's like I'm stuck on the bed like this. And I prayed. In my brain, I just don't believe these things can be powerful than prayer. So I prayed with hope and with faith that nothing can beat prayers. So I prayed for my child, I prayed for myself, I prayed, and just like that, the thing disappeared. It stopped coming. So, and then that was 7 months. And then the lady that I got from there, she's the lady that I'm with today. I like her, very good person. I'm not discussing anything, just like the one that I got when I was pregnant, that I stayed with for a very long time. I'm not discussing anything about her, in good faith and respect that she really was a good person while she was here. And this one is also a good person, very, very good person, takes care of the child very nicely. I am very observant. So why did I share this story? I have changed how many nannies? 1, 2, 3. I've fired 3 nannies. I've stayed with 2 good nannies, and I've seen 3 bad nannies, 2 good nannies. So what I am trying to teach the new mother is that do not be afraid of firing the bad ones, but when you get the good ones, treat them with respect, because good people are very difficult to get. When you get a really good one, treat them with respect and take care of them, because they too are human. Make them comfortable in your home. But the ones that are not okay, let them go. Do not allow people to stay with your child when you are sensing or when you are seeing something is not right, because your children in the end are going to suffer, and a home must be a happy place for you, your family members, not a place where you do not want to go back home. It's like you are coming from work and you just don't want to go back home because people home, there's no peace, you know. That is what I would advise you. And secondly, I would say pay attention to your children. What I picked up is that when we come from work, some mothers chooses to be busy mothers. You just want to enjoy life while you have a child and the child stays with the nanny. And this is a mistake that most of us parents make, because you don't have time to come home and analyze and see if your child is happy and observe if the child is happy with the nanny or not. If something is not right, you will see, pay attention. If something is truly not right, you will see. You will just see that if you are treating the child like this, how would you treat the child when I'm not around? So I would say really pay attention and be available. You cannot afford to be a busy mother. Other things can wait. I personally have a choir and I put the choir on hold. I told myself, I have a human being who cannot take care of himself. I need to be a present mother. So the choir can wait and I'll find it later. Other activities can wait and I'll find them later. Nothing can take me from my child apart from work that provides bread for the house. Nothing else can take me from my child. And that is the decision that I made, that I can go to work and come back to my house. No friends, no what, nothing. I cannot leave my child behind because I'm going to make a whole grown-up person happy who is at the house and I'm going to visit. No, I'm not doing that. I told myself, until these people becomes dependent of themselves, until they can speak, until they know the rights and the wrong, I am not leaving them behind. I am glued like that because I am their protector. We as parents, we are their protectors. And I am not going, if something happens to them, who is going to protect them? At least I know that if I'm around, nothing wrong can happen to my child, because I am around, I'm going to protect my child. But if I am away for a very long time, it's something else. And plus also, when you are too away for a long time like that, people also get tired, more especially when children are small. They get tired. They also need to just breathe, you know. So what I have to tell mothers is that please let us pay attention to our children's nannies. We have bad nannies and we have good nannies. Let us pay attention. Let us fire and hire until we get the good ones. And when you get the good ones, treat them with respect, because good ones are hard to find. They are not, it's not, they don't only need you, you also need them. So treat each other like people that need one another, because that is the reality of life. And also treat people the way you would want to be treated if you were at somebody else's houses, because that person comes to your house, there's no family member, they are far from their family to come and take care of your child. So treat them with love, so that when they are at home, they also feel comfortable, they feel at home, and they feel they want to be here. Not like you come and they want to be in the bedroom because they cannot stand being with you, or they want to run away because now you are home, the house is not okay anymore. Let you come home and people want to sit with you and mingle with you. There's one thing that people keep saying, keep your life private, don't argue while they're here. And some of those things I'm going to just say, really honestly, some of the things you cannot control to that extent. You can only keep what you think you can keep private. Some of the things are out in the public. Our townhouses are not like our houses in the village, whereby even if you are arguing with your partner, they're far away, children cannot hear because they are sleeping far, you know, or they are far from your room, you know. Townhouses are like, this is your room, this is my room. You cannot shout in here without this one hearing. For as much as you say shout or argue in respectful manners, they know. Sometimes you are angry and you want to talk, or your partner is angry and he wants to talk, and there's no such things as coming down because at the moment I'm heated up, I need to speak, or he's heated up, he needs to speak, and it's part of life. So yeah, there's some things that I would say, be careful what to share, because some people go out there with stories, which is true, they do, but some things you cannot control. You can only be yourself, treat the person better, and in hoping that they can also treat your child better. Because if you treat them bad and you are leaving them with your children, then you are creating unnecessary room for your child to be abused, because you are not at home and you wouldn't know what happens. Okay, as in for me, I try to put a camera for my other two ones before this one. I try to put the camera just to observe what happens to my child when I'm not around. So that one can also do. Like if I don't trust you and I am just keeping you here now because I don't have money while we are ending while we are reaching month end, somehow I would really put the camera just to also observe what you are doing to my child when I'm not around, because I don't trust you. But if I trust you, I wouldn't want to put a camera on you, because it's not fair. It's not fair to be in a house where there's a camera. But sometimes you have to do what needs to be done. But the guts don't lie. Pay attention to how the child is with the person. And I really discuss this because I feel like we do not talk about nannies and challenges that comes with nannies and appreciation of the good ones. We do not talk about this. And also don't, some of them, they will make you question yourself that am I a bad person? Am I sometimes, but there are moments where you're like, oh, but I cannot fire her, she needs a job. And then there are moments where I'm like, no, not on top of my child's health. You have to put your child first, because it's like you're saying you can stay, then I pay you so that you don't lose your job while my child suffers. So you weigh the coins, your child must always come first. People can go and get a job somewhere else where there are big children's, and where there are children that knows what they're doing, and the children that can speak and say, auntie treats us like this. But apart from that, yeah, that is my point, and I can really say, yeah, nannies, we have the good ones, we have the bad ones. We need to be vigilant. We have witches too. We cannot, I used to think these things don't really exist until I started seeing a person standing there. I'm like, oh, these things do exist. There are people that are still practicing this nonsense, and they do exist, but we should remain prayerful. Pray for your child, pray for yourself when you're going to sleep. Learn to teach the children how to pray also. That is the only thing that I can share, and I'm going to share that because it's a very sensitive topic that we should be discussing as mothers, because there are new mothers out there that are just like thinking, I'm going to get a nanny and I'm going to treat my nanny nicely and I'm going to be with my nanny until forever. That was my thinking, and it didn't happen like that. Life is full of challenges. And they come, and we solve problems as they come. But we must share knowledge so that people know that these things happens. It's not always you get a person, you stay with them forever. Would I have said I won't get a better person today, and I would have sticked to the first lady, that one, I would have been suffering until today. Now that I let her go, I am happy. I got somebody that I stayed with that I was happy with. If I didn't fire these two girls, I wouldn't have gotten my girl that I have now that I am happy with. So sometimes you have to let go of the bad people. You will get a good person. Even if it means fire 3, 4, fire, the good one will come around. Because your child cannot be suffering in the hands of a bad person just because you are thinking you won't get a good person. Yeah, that is all I had to share today, and let us really be careful. And yeah, from me, Yoma Daniel, I'll see you in my next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and let us discuss productive topics that are affecting us, that needs us to learn something from. And yeah, you can share your nanny stories as well with us, and let us learn together what other people are experiencing that we did not experience, that I did not experience myself. We too have people, that nannies that have experienced bad homes whereby things happen to them at their houses. Unfortunately, I cannot really cover that because I haven't been on the other side of the coin to really experience, or not yet to experience such. But I do not want to to take it away that we as people that employs our nannies, sometimes we can be too problematic also. But I don't want to eliminate that completely, but I just want to cover what I've experienced. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.